Rolling, scene one, take one.
Have you ever been somewhere in the UK in a really old pub or castle, bumped your head and wondered whether or not people in the past were really tiny? It's because on average, humans as a species are getting taller. It's not a universal thing, but in most industrialized nations, we're seeing an increase in average height. Have you ever wondered whether changes like that mean our species is still evolving? Is this actually an example of evolution or something else entirely? Are you still evolving? Evolution is all about genetic changes across a population, normally over many generations. If a new trait pops up thanks to genetic error, then that trait could give the individuals with it some sort of advantage in the environment they live in. Over many generations, that trait may spread through the population because it gives individuals a competitive advantage. Some scientists have argued that we stopped evolving as a species as far back as 40 or 50,000 years ago. The argument is that our cultural or technological evolution might now have replaced our biological evolution. For example, Aussie scientists have contributed to loads of technologies and medicines that could save your life or treat a disease. Innovations like that mean our selection pressures may no longer be as linked to environmental conditions. Even David Attenborough thinks natural selection might have stopped in the modern world. But is there any evidence that we're evolving as a population? Well, actually, yeah. Unfortunately, we're not talking laser eye evolutions. It's more like teeny incremental steps that are becoming more common. First up, disease resistance. There's a raft of genes associated with diseases that have become positively selected for, including the mutation that leads to sickle cell anemia. This mutation changes the shape of red blood cells and prevents malaria from taking hold in someone. In areas prone to malaria, the mutation has become more common. So it could be said those populations are evolving to resist malaria. There's also evidence that blue eyes have been positively selected for. They've become more common in the human population after they popped up for the first time several thousand years ago. And some believe that it might be driven by sexual selection for the trait.
Oh my god!
In addition to this, there are loads of mutations to the genes involved in metabolism that have become more common over the past few millennia. A famous one is a gene that helps create the enzyme lactase, which allows people to digest lactose beyond childhood. Okay, so if we have been evolving for the past few thousand years, how are we likely to keep evolving? And are we evolving right now?
Well, in simple terms, evolution's the process whereby reproductive fitness is favoured. It's simple. It doesn't matter whether you're a virus or a blue whale. Evolution makes an organism better at having more organisms. There's nothing less to it, there's nothing more to it than that. So it's a simple process.
Because our selection pressures are getting so far removed from physical fitness, do you think evolution is going to start getting, I don't know, a bit weirder?
I don't know if evolution's necessarily going to get weirder. I agree. I think selection pressures have been removed. I think we're not now favouring individuals that can produce more offspring. So I would put it to you that evolution's really slowing down. There's no selection pressure to move forward, to change us as individuals. So evolution's more or less stopped. I think that doesn't mean it won't become weird though. I think we could be retaining characteristics and traits that would otherwise, without civilization, be selected out. And now, because those pressures have come off, we're retaining some of those odd traits. So yeah, possibly it could become weird in the future.
Well, are we evolving right now? There's definitely evidence that humans as a species are still evolving. And in that sense, you will be a part of that evolutionary process. Are you personally evolving in your lifetime? No, that's not how it works. So no laser eyes for you.
Whoa.